We start off with this. Limpopo MEC for Economic Development, Environment and Tourism, Thabo Mokone, says the lions in Phalaborwa aren't going anywhere. Now, he says they're free to roam around the area as the community has always been aware of them. It was initially reported that the 14 lions escaped from the Kruger National Park, but the MEC says this isn't the case.
We're not going to dart them. We are not going to move them. We know them. They have been part of this area, and people in this area, they know about them. What has happened is that somebody has spotted them in a Foscor area, and they decided to make it a breaking story. That's why we're here. We've been in the air looking for them, and they've moved to the area where they usually stay. You'll understand during the drought season, they always move around looking for areas where there are prey and water, and that will be the cause why they are there. But what we're saying is that we're going to call upon all stakeholders around here to deal with this area, because there are different stakeholders which are making use of the land. So it's South African National Defence Force, Public Works, Kruger National Park, and ourselves as LIDET. We're going to have an urgent meeting to begin to come up with a new way of dealing with this issue. We're also saying to our communities, whenever they spot them, they must alert us as usual, so that we should be able to deal with their monitoring and how we would deal with them. If we were to move them away, there are a lot of things which are involved. The issues of disease, they may still come back. So we are saying that it's better because they've been staying here for a long time, and they're territorial. And also because in other areas, they are lions by their nature, they are territorial. If you move them to other areas, it means you're going to cause imbalances. So that's why we want them to be in this area.
MEC, does the media have to shoulder some blame here for perhaps blowing this out of proportion when everybody we've spoken to who's from this area says it's not a big deal to have these lions here? Must we shoulder some blame?
No, I don't think we should blame anybody. I think it's a part of a learning curve for all of us. We have to understand, that animals and the Kruger Park is part of our life. It's part of the tourism. So for me, this issue has highlighted a need for us to come together and deal with this issue.
Now, when you say deal with this issue, you're going to have a meeting with everybody where it will be decided how best to manage the situation, which, just to put it out in plain English, means these lions are going nowhere.
The lions are going nowhere. Remember, we are operating in an open area. So these animals, they freely move around. We can't just put fences around. We have to understand that. So exactly my point, that we're going to have a stakeholders meeting, including communities, South African National Defence Force, Kruger National Park, and LIDET, to make sure that we come with a plan to monitor these animals, as and when they go out of the normal boundaries. We should have a way of bringing them back to where they stay.
While in the same area, a guard was tragically trampled to death by an elephant. The MEC has offered condolences to his family.
Send our condolences to the bereaved family. We heard this morning that one of the security guys who's working for ESCO has been trampled upon by an elephant. What we're saying is that because we don't know what has actually happened, we're going to do an investigation, and we will report in a due course about this story. But we are sorry that it happened. We will follow up the story.